wild. Will Ripple acquire Circle, the stablecoin provider of USDC, for $5 billion? Well, actually, now it's up to $20 billion allegedly. So let's go ahead and go through that because there's quite a bit happening over here, We're going to break it all down. Also, too, yes, I know, I'm a mom, I'm a real person. We got a mess in the back because that's what we do. I'm not streaming at the regular time because I have a funeral today. I already told you guys that. I'm not excited about it. I'm not happy, not interested, but we do have to get you guys this news because it is important. It is very important. So, as most of you guys know, it was official news that Ripple put in I believe it was a $4 to $5 billion bid to acquire Circle. Circle is the golden child of CBDCs. They have USDC. I believe they got a special license in New York, something that Tether would have never gotten. And Ripple's a banker's coin, or they're a banker's company. XRPL is decentralized. It's a little bit different. So they do have centralized and decentralized aspects to it, but Ripple is the company. So it would make 100% sense that Ripple actually goes to acquire Circle, because why wouldn't they want to acquire a competitor? Because they have rlusd. Now, why is this important to talk about? This is important to talk about because monopolies are not good. They're bad. They're not good. Also, too, when we're talking about stablecoin is also another term for a CBDC, especially when you're talking about something that's centralized. And that's exactly what stablecoins are. They're centralized forms of payment that can be clawed back, that you can do all these things. They are needed. They do have their own use case. But at the end of the day, it makes sense for Ripple to want to acquire Circle. Now, apparently the bid was denied, and this is per Bloomberg, but there's rumors that came out yesterday from an unknown source that Ripple sent another offer to Circle for $20 billion, and it makes no sense. No sense. So let's talk about why. So there was an IPO valuation around billions of dollars, which is the same Ripple's bid. That's why it was a $4 to $5 billion. Claims that Ripple offered $20 billion for Circle are highly unlikely and inaccurate. The reason why is because a lot of people are saying that Circle is worth $60 billion, and that's not the case in any way, shape, or form. Circle has $60 billion in collateral for USDC, and it doesn't own that collateral. So just because a project is holding on to X amount of dollars or collateral or whatever it is, doesn't own that collateral. That is to back up the assets that they have. Heck yeah, we love them. I love them. They're a great band. But yeah, that's what the public servants do. Anyways. And is backing virtual stable. Circle earns revenue from the interest on that collateral, which is factored into the $5 billion valuation, not the collateral's full amount. So this article was completely debunked by many people on the internet because, of course, people came out and they said that, that Ripple went ahead and was going to acquire Circle for $20 billion because of the amount of collateral they have. So from an idiot on the internet's perspective, it would make sense for them to submit the $4 to $5 billion, maybe go up to the $6 billion, and also take out their competition, because that's the way that you win, especially when you're trying to conquer an entire market. And now that we have this pro-crypto administration, Ripple is able to do business in the United States of America. They no longer have to go do it overseas. There's also another story that came out, that Ripple is the first blockchain-enabled payment service provider licensed by the Dubai Financial Authority Systems. Why is this so big? Why is that news so big? Hold on, I'm going to segue back to the Circle acquisition. This news is so big is because Dubai is incredibly pro-crypto. Like, if you look at the attendance from Token 2049 to any other crypto conference in the world, it doesn't compare. Token 2049 is the place to be in Dubai. I didn't go because I have the funeral, plus Lowe's back from school this week and after spring break, so I can't just pick up and leave sometimes. You got obligations here. Now, make sure you guys smash a like too, because I'm noticing there's over 300 of you in here. There's only 19 likes. That's ghetto, okay? That's ghetto. So why is this massive? Well, Dubai is incredibly pro-crypto. Dubai is only going to work with people or work with entities that are proven to be legitimate, because if they work with entities that are not legitimate, it's going to make them look bad. They don't want to look bad. In addition to that, they have all these other offers from all these different companies, and why would they pick anyone else? So the fact that Ripple's got that partnership with them is great. Ripple's also set up shop over there, but now Ripple's able to actually move back to America because we know that the lawsuit's over. Brad Garlinghouse has been in President Trump's ear. He sat on the council, like all that type of stuff, etc. So that's good. That's wonderful. That's fine. So it does make sense for Ripple to want to acquire Circle for $20 million to take out their competition, but it's not $20 million. It's $4 to $5 billion. So will Circle do that? No. They're not going to. Why would they? Circle is also the chosen child by the public servants. It is, the CBDC. Also, Coinbase is a big investor in them, but not a lot of people like to talk about it and whatever. Plus, they're also pushing stablecoin regulation like crazy right now. The reason why they were pushing stablecoin regulation. Are you okay in there? I thought you sound like low. Whenever you're here, I feel like there's a child in my house. That's my sister. Coinbase kept USDC afloat. Yeah, they did. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So Coinbase is pretty big investor in USDC. We're getting ready to pass stablecoin legislation in the United States of America. Circle's not going to sell. It makes no sense for them as a business to sell. Any way, shape, or form. Why would they sell? Because they're getting ready to make a buck ton of money. A buck ton of money, especially from all the public servants, because we are in the process of having this great reset. There's generally a great reset with a monetary reset within every 100 years, and we're nearing that. We're nearing that. So basically, what everybody's going to do, everybody's going to, the public servants are looking at this vertical line over here, and they're just moving stuff over to the digital line, and that's what's going to end up happening. It's going to get a little bit crazy. So I don't think this deal is going to go through. I think Ripple will be fine on its own. Ripple's going to start to ramp up the competition with the rlusd, which is their stablecoin. They're going to start continuously speaking and discussing with different institutions, doing things, but there's going to be a big competition between Tether, USDC, and rlusd, in my personal opinion. However, as much as I think that Ripple is very powerful and they're also a very well-known company, very well-liked company in the United States of America, they are not going to, they're not going to be the CBDC. They might provide different types of CBDCs, but the chosen CBDC in the United States of America is going to be USDC. Again, I could be 100% wrong, whatever. But what the moral of the story is, the $20 billion bid, that is not true. The most that was offered was between $4 and $5 billion. David Schwartz from Ripple came out and said that they might offer $6 billion to acquire Circle. I personally, professionally, do not think Circle is going to take it because they're so close to making an F ton of money with all the stablecoin regulation that passes. They've lobbied, they've put money into this, they put time into it. So for them to sell right now before things are ready to take off makes no sense. If they do sell, that means that they are in trouble. And also there are rumors that they are going to go public eventually. So why would they sell to Ripple? Ripple's going to do just fine, though. It's not going to impact them. They're still going to strive and do incredibly well. Again, we're going to get the XRP spot ETFs. Those are coming very, very soon. It's rumored to get pushed up until October, but I would prepare yourselves for quarter 3 or quarter 4 of 2025. It's coming, and I think that will also kind of kick off this altcoin season. Bitcoin's also trading at like $96,000. We're getting ready to really like rocket up. So be very cautious, be very careful, but also understand that the whole tariff war is still going on right now. That's going to impact the markets. It's going to impact the markets 100% because we're going to now start feeling the effects of those tariffs in the United States of America. And again, there's going to be no winner here because China relies on Americans to buy goods and Americans rely on China for affordable goods. So both, they're going to have to make a deal somehow, somewhere, unless we start moving a lot of where we get products to like Cambodia, Vietnam, India, stuff like that. So we'll see what ends up happening, but understand the markets will continue to stay volatile until this trade thing is essentially short. Oh, thank you, John. We're at 97,300. Let's get it. Anyways, that was a big news for today. Ripple set shop up again in Dubai because Dubai is incredibly pro-crypto, incredibly pro-innovation. The rumor about Ripple wanting to acquire Circle for $20 billion, it was just a rumor. The most that it's going to be that they would offer is probably like $6 billion. And again, Circle has $60 billion in like assets, but it's mostly collateral, so it's not part of what they own. And to me, as business-wise, there's no way Circle is going to sell for any amount of money. Because we're getting so close to getting stablecoin regulation, and that's their business. So they're going to continue to be able to make an F ton more money in their business. So why would they sell to a company like Ripple unless they're in some sort of financial trouble? And they do want to go public. I think Ripple will go public too. But anyways, you guys, prettiest Italian ever, thank you. Anyways, I'm off to the funeral, send me love and light. I've got a really good video for you coming out at 2 p.m. PST, so make sure you go watch it. Bye-bye.